is a unique phenomenon in football where a new signing arrives and the transition is utterly seamless. There is no period of adjustment, no tentative early performances begging for patience. The player simply walks into the team and operates with the ingrained understanding and composure of a decade-long stalwart. This is precisely the reality that Piero Hinape has crafted at Arsenal. He is a recent arrival, yet his performances, his demeanour, and his authoritative command in defensive situations project the aura of a player who has been a cornerstone of this club for years. It feels entirely natural, as if he and William Saliba were always the intended defensive partnership from the very beginning. The transfer was a stunning surprise, executed with brilliant stealth. Following the triumphant unveiling of a major signing and a resounding victory, the fan base assumed the business of the window was complete. Yet the managerial mind had one final, masterful move to play. The announcement of Hinape's arrival from Bayer Leverkusen, another left-footed central defender, initially raised eyebrows. However, with each viewing, the profound logic of the acquisition becomes unmistakable. In a squad boasting established quality and significant depth, the manager's preference for specific defensive attributes, versatility, bravery, and a dominant left foot finds its perfect embodiment in Hinape. From his very first appearance, his temperament has been the foundation of his success. He exudes a calm, powerful presence, completely unfazed by the stature of the club or the intensity of the Premier League. It is easy to forget his age, as he plays with a maturity that belies his years, looking like a veteran who has been schooled in this specific tactical system for his entire career. There is no hesitation, only the assured performance of a senior player who treats the shirt with innate respect. His game reading is exceptionally smooth, and he possesses an almost innate ability to emerge victorious from every individual duel. This is complemented by a palpable sense of calm that permeates all his actions, whether distributing the ball or engaging an attacker. The most striking aspect, however, is his controlled aggression. He plays with a tenacity that is never wild, a physicality that is never clumsy, and a toughness that is never reckless. When he commits to a challenge, it is with the absolute conviction of winning it, and his impeccable timing consistently turns that conviction into reality. His aerial ability is a particular marvel. While not the most physically imposing defender in the league, he wins a surprising number of headers due to his expert understanding of angles, his impeccable positioning, and his instinct for attacking the ball at its highest point. The power he generates in his clearances is remarkable, often propelling the ball vast distances up the pitch and effectively relieving pressure. This technical proficiency in the air compensates for any lack of extreme height. Similarly, his composure in possession is a severely underrated component of his skill set. He never appears panicked when pressed, refuses to take unnecessary risks, and avoids thoughtlessly clearing the ball. He simplifies the game, making it appear slower through his own unruffled demeanour. His versatility is equally impressive. He is the prototype of a player who can be inserted into any defensive role. Left back, central defender in a back four, or wide centre back in a back three, and perform at an immediately high level. This adaptability stems from a deep comprehension of the game's tactical demands, and is a rare trait for any player, let alone a new signing of such a young age. The origins of this remarkable readiness trace back to his formative years in Ecuador. As a 17-year-old at Independiente del Valle, he arrived for pre-season training, expected to learn from the senior professionals. Instead, he immediately inverted the hierarchy. The data from the team's GPS tracking systems began to show numbers that the coaching staff initially believed were a malfunction. The physical outputs for the young Hinape were not merely impressive, they were stratospheric. He was recording the highest top speed, the most sprints, the greatest acceleration, and the most consistent high-intensity output across entire sessions, outperforming the established, seasoned first-team players. The head coach, who would eventually grant him his professional debut, confirmed that the entire club was astounded. Experienced professionals were being systematically outrun, outworked, and outperformed by this slender teenager. He was described not as a promising talent, but as a physical beast who was already superior to any professional in the squad. This was not a small academy. It was an institution renowned for producing elite talents. Yet Hinape jumped the queue, promoted ahead of older, more physically developed players because he was, in every sense, more ready. He was sharper mentally, cleaner technically, and more tactically aware. A rare completeness for a teenage defender. This foundational mentality has defined his entire career trajectory. His current manager has labelled him a warrior, an echo of the same sentiment shared by his previous coach at Leverkusen. This is visibly evident on the pitch. His aggressive, relentless and brave style of play revels in contact, duels and defensive challenges. He takes immense pride in the art of defending, a common trait among Ecuadorian internationals. And this mindset makes him the ideal archetype for a modern, aggressive defensive system. Analysing him can be complex due to the multitude of roles he has expertly filled. At Leverkusen, he operated as a left centre-back, a wide centre-back, a left-back, a wing-back and an inverted defender. His tactical intelligence allows him to transition between these roles seamlessly. When tasked with a deeper, build-up focused role, its passing numbers were elite, frequently completing over 100 passes in a Bundesliga match and ranking highly for line-breaking passes. He is fearless in carrying the ball forward, capable of dribbling through midfield lines and executing decisive through passes. This specific profile, physical yet technical, intelligent yet brave, is exactly what the system at Arsenal demands. His journey to the Emirates was driven by ambition. Moving from a sophisticated tactical environment to a less structured one naturally fueled his desire for a transfer, especially after witnessing peers make significant moves. He actively sought the Premier League stage and specifically wanted to join Arsenal. His self-belief has always been a hallmark. As a teenager, he carried himself with the confidence of a seasoned veteran like Sergio Ramos, believing he was ready for a top European league after only a handful of professional games. A challenging, less fruitful move early in his career served as a crucial period of maturation, strengthening his mentality and preparing him for the successive steps to Leverkusen and now to Arsenal. At just 23, he is an established international who remains fiercely hungry, understanding that at a club of this magnitude, he must fight relentlessly for his place in a crowded and talented squad. If one were to design the ideal defender for this specific managerial philosophy from scratch, the final product would bear a striking resemblance to Piero Hinape. He fulfills every critical requirement. First is his foundational bravery. He never hides from responsibility, constantly demanding the ball, engaging in duels, and embracing pressure situations without a trace of fear. This specific brand of courage is the non-negotiable bedrock that allows a team to defend with such a high, aggressive line. Second is his multifaceted versatility, allowing for tactical fluidity and in-game structural changes without a loss of defensive integrity. While primarily a left-sided centre-back, his capability to function as a full-back or in a back three provides invaluable tactical flexibility. Third is his controlled aggression. The system demands defenders who proactively step up to suffocate attacks early, and Hinape's intensity in duels and willingness to confront attackers is perfect. Crucially, he balances this with on-ball composure, reading pressure expertly, and avoiding the panicky, rash decisions that often plague younger defenders. His technical security is a key enabler. His touches are clean, his passing is crisp, and he's entirely comfortable in building play from the back. This is complemented by his standout athleticism. His blend of speed, explosiveness, and strength, combined with a high-level recovery pace, is absolutely essential for a team that commits to defending large spaces behind them. He is naturally suited to the chaotic, energetic defensive transitions that define his team's philosophy, reacting swiftly to close down space and force turnovers. Ultimately, the most significant reason for his perfect fit is his demonstrable tactical intelligence. He possesses an innate understanding of movement, spatial relationships, and timing, knowing precisely when to step forward and when to hold his position. This makes him exceptionally reliable in 1-versus-1 isolation situations, which is the fundamental pillar upon which the entire defensive structure relies. He is a player who not only embraces these moments, but thrives in them. Synthesizing all these attributes results in a remarkably solid and sophisticated presence on the left defensive side. He may currently be the deputy to another world-class defender, but his quality, completeness and readiness mean that he is simply too good to remain on the sidelines for long. In a relentless schedule, full of competitions and inevitable injuries, his value is immense. This was not merely a signing, it was a strategic acquisition of a player sculpted perfectly for the demands of the team and the vision of its manager.